Okay, so now we're going to be making vanilla bean paste. Now, basically a vanilla bean paste for about 10 grams, you could be paying up to $10, or for an individual vanilla bean, like this, as you can see, cost of like $5.80. And out of a vanilla bean, you're going to get one job out of it. So one use of, one custard or one cake or whatever it is that you may be making. Basically what I like to do is, with some basic ingredients and a little bit of elbow grease, you can make a good year's worth of vanilla bean paste. So the first thing you need to do is find a good supply of vanilla beans. Now, because I'm in the industry, I get it through a bakery wholesaler, but if you look online or if you ring your local bakery wholesaler, in Sydney I deal with Fruitex, which is Spice Masters, and basically 250 grams of vanilla beans, which as you can see is a lot of vanilla beans, has costed me about $50. So basically all you're going to need is a little boiling pot, which you'll see as we use, some caster sugar, a lemon or a lime, and look, this is just basically a bottle that I've got from olive oil. I'm going to clean this bottle out because basically it's got a nice little lid, which is going to be great for putting the vanilla bean paste in and for easy dispensing, because remember, you're going to be using this for a whole year. And there we have it, 500 grams of caster sugar inside the pot. So basically all you need to do here is, you've got your beautiful vanilla beans, you need to split it down the centre, right through, like so, and just get it and scrape it down with your knife like that, and get your beautiful vanilla beans there. Scrape it off without cutting your fingers onto the vanilla bean, and then place it into your pot, like so. Now, our paste is just starting to come to the boil, and it's probably one of the ugliest looking, best smelling things that you've ever done. So now that it's all liquefied, let's get it up to the boil. It smells absolutely amazing. Awesome. While this is happening, it's not a bad idea to keep an eye on it, but start sterilising your bottle. As you can see, it's boiling away nicely now. Once you get to this point, look, I like to leave it just for about another 5 minutes. You don't want it to disappear, because then the whole process was an absolute waste of time. Okay, so we've been boiling for about 5 minutes, and your syrup is now turned into a beautiful dark paste, something like that. So to give you an example, at this point here, now I'm going to switch it off, excuse my arm, 1 tablespoon like that has the equivalent strength of putting a whole vanilla bean in your custard. Absolutely awesome. And when you do it, you'll see the smell that fills the house is just absolutely stunning. So now that you've switched it off, allow it to cool for about 20 minutes, and going over to cleaning your bottle. Okay, now that you've let your vanilla beans settle down a little bit and cool down, just after 5 minutes, so they're still hot, your best bet now is actually just to remove your vanilla beans and put it all into a separate bowl. So you don't have to be too meticulous about it. What this is going to do is allow them to drip dry a little bit, and once you start putting them inside your bottle, they'll be a little bit easier and it'll be a little bit less messy. Notice I've just got a spoon there as well, and that's just to hold them up a little bit. So just do that, and then you've got your liquid gold just left in your bowl, and that's your beautiful vanilla bean syrup. Be very, very careful with that. A little 10 ml jar of that costs you $10. So I know it looks like there's like a small volume there for the price, but believe me, it is gold. Every little bit. Another important thing is get your scraper. I'm just doing it with the tongs here. And always keep getting all that extra beans from the side of the bowl. Don't let those dry up and coagulate, because that is gold as well. And once it dries up, it's useless. And then let it cool for a good half an hour. And then we'll transfer into the bottle. Okay, so now for the exciting part, we have our beans, which we're going to put into the bottle one by one. As you can see, I've already put one in there. And we also have our lovely vanilla bean paste, which we're going to pour into the bottle. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, as you can see, it's filled up about 3/4 of the bottle. Very important, get your scraper, start scraping down the bowl, and bit by bit, you'll fill up that bottle. So basically what we're left with is our vanilla beans, which have sort of dripped dry, and also our bottle, which is about half full. Now, we used 1/2 kilo of sugar and 1/2 kilo of water, which after boiling should give you about 900 mils. It actually is there, but most of it is there inside your vanilla beans, also at the bottom. It's stripped out. So now what we're going to do, so we don't waste it, is one by one get our vanilla beans and throw them inside the bottle. Now the beautiful thing there is this mixture, you only use a tablespoon at a time. A tablespoon should be equal to about 1 vanilla bean in potency. Now the thing is here is as time goes on, it'll become more and more potent. So these vanilla beans will be preserved inside the syrup and will actually make the syrup stronger and stronger as time goes on. And in fact, if you were to actually, when you finish all your syrup, just get all the vanilla beans out and boil them up again, you'd actually make another strong syrup in itself. But the next time you need to do it, this should last you a good year or so, the next time you need to do it, all you need to do is probably get half the amount of vanilla beans and then throw all of these vanilla beans, get a slightly larger bottle, use the same recipe again, so either the same amount or half the amount of vanilla beans plus these vanilla beans as well, and repeat the process all over again. Obviously these ones you don't have to sit there and scrape them out again, and you will get just as potent a recipe. The other great part about putting your vanilla beans in there is they're actually preserved. So if there's ever a time where you want to make a rusticy kind of dessert and you want to put like slithers of vanilla bean on top, you got plenty of them to use, and they're always going to be this nice golden, moist, preserved vanilla bean. Another little tip and another little reason why it's good to have all the vanilla beans stored in there is if you ever do make a custard or whatever it may be. I mean, you've got probably, 50 or 60 good vanilla beans in there. Just grab one of them out and throw them in. So the same way that you'd get a vanilla bean and split it, get a tablespoon of the paste, put it in your custard, grab one of the vanilla beans out of the bottle, throw it in there. Do not put it back in there afterwards, obviously, because it's going to have custard all over it. But you're going to get such a strong flavour, exactly like using a whole vanilla bean.